here's the Impact thoughts, and yeah, not as crazy as the last few weeks, I don't think, and it's actually had more wrestling on an Impact than I've seen in ages, but even still, the matches weren't long enough whatsoever, and they didn't do very much. They didn't do a lot to build towards their pay-per-view. Part of their tournament thing has been filled up with a few more wrestlers and stuff, and also now Samoa Joe's cashing in his briefcase from the Feast of Fire to like fight AJ. Oh, this pay-per-view on February 14th, which is like a week away today, actually. Fucking hell. I mean, that doesn't show much build, to be honest, and surely I think it's a bit like soon for like Samoa Joe to be cashing it in, but nonetheless, that's still like a match that I'm looking forward to, and hoping they don't like fuck up too much with like storyline bullshit, although it could be inevitable. But yeah, AJ and Samoa Joe could be good. I mean, I still quite like Ric Flair as his manager type thing. It's not quite as ridiculous as it was with them in the back, like partying with ladies, just like standing around and dancing. But yeah, another thing, Pope D'Angelo Del Nero actually scored the win over AJ in a match by a inside cradle. And this was an alright match, like probably one of the better ones on Impact, still not very long, and it was just a bit too sudden for my liking, but not like sudden in a way as it was like a good surprise. I think there could have been more build to that kind of roll-up, and I don't think they're going to even follow on with that either. It's still the same Impact, you see. They still hardly follow on with anything whatsoever. I mean, it was quite funny, like earlier in the night with Mr. Kennedy. I still call him Mr. Kennedy. Don't know why. Mr. Anderson then. Yeah, he did his little promo and said, "Four sides." So you get like reaffirming the fact that it's like a four-sided ring and everything. And I just thought that was a bit bizarre, because I think everyone's just like forgotten by now. But then I think, oh, they tape Impacts, like a few of them in a go, don't they? So I guess maybe like there's still like people going on about it in the crowd from previous Impact, not that I can remember. But yeah, always good to see him. I still like Mr. Anderson a lot. I think he's pretty entertaining. He had a very quick match with Brutus Magnus, made short work of him. He's in this 8-man tournament, and I think it's a bit too soon for him to go after a world title. Where's the stuff with Abyss? Like, Abyss was on the show tonight, and he was all like, "I'm scared for my job." Because earlier in the night, Mick Foley and Eric Bischoff had like some promo against each other, and Mick Foley gave quite a good promo, to be honest, I thought, about like just respect and general shit like that. And then like Bischoff puts him in a match with Kevin Nash later for the hardcore rules match, which I'm gonna get to. Yeah, Abyss was all like in the back, all like worried about like what Mick's gonna do and stuff. I don't like seeing Abyss like that. You know, a few weeks ago when like Abyss was behind Ken Anderson and like gonna attack him and stuff, that was good. I thought that was good. That could be good for both men. Like that impromptu match they had at the last pay-per-view sucked, but they could like build something and just do it, you know, and it would be good for both men. But no, this is TNA, and Vince Russo we're talking about, so it's not going to happen, is it? And also, what else happened on Impact? Oh yeah, there's the women's match. That just fucking sucked. As well, there's Angelina Love, all this like stuff around her being back, but yet she like gets pinned really easily in a few minutes. And it's like, well, where the fuck do they go from there? There's no show of like Awesome Kong or Hamada on here. Where was the X Division title? Does anyone care about the X Division title? I mean, I bet like Eric Bischoff doesn't even know who Amazing Red is, probably. And there's also a funny bit in the back when he's like, "Who are you to Eric Young?" and stuff. And it's like, I feel sorry for someone like Eric Young that has like had a real good like character overhaul, and was continuing on with like his world I can't remember, World Elite stuff, and it was like trying to look more important. But yeah, then there's that. Oh dear. And yeah, Kurt Angle was like all angry about Hulk Hogan and like being attacked by Hall and Waltman, and he was looking for Hogan. I think Angle had like an alright match with Tomko. Now there's another guy, Tomko. It's like, what's going on? Like, there's stuff with AJ and TNA Impact. This is why I barely talk about TNA on this channel, or it's like every so often, just because it like boggles my mind what the hell's going on with these characters and why they don't follow on through with anything pretty much, and it like could change the next week, and they don't build the pay-per-views properly at all. And God, I have been watching it again fully since January the 4th. You can tell their like roster's totally overcrowded now. There was no beer money, no Motor City Machine Guns and stuff, and it's like, where were they within like the tag team stuff? You know, there was like an impromptu tag team title match between Morgandes, I'm gonna call them that, thanks to In Your Head, and Team 3D, but it's like, it just felt pointless and just felt like a means to like the Nasty Boys coming down and attacking Team 3D. It was just shit. But yeah, like the very last thing that happened, like with the end of Raw on Monday, this got me like laughing, because it was a hardcore match between Kevin Nash and Mick Foley, and it's one of the worst hardcore matches I could ever possibly seen. Didn't last long at all. Mick Foley was stalling. He had like this picture of him and Abyss, and they were like, "Oh, that's why he's stalling to hit it." And it's like, oh my fucking god, they're not gonna like bring that storyline up again, are they? And yeah, Nash did a boot, Foley got pinned, and then Hall and Waltman came down, and surprisingly they attacked Kevin Nash, and it made you think, and yeah, put the boots to Foley a bit, and that's how Impact went off the air. So overall, not quite as crazy as the past few weeks, but still loads of unanswered questions, just like any episode of Impact, really. Let me hear your thoughts on it. Cheers.